The rib tool enables you to create ribs using minimal sketch geometry. This tool is often used for designing the reinforcements of injection molded parts, but it can be used in many other design scenarios as well. The tool prompts you for the thickness, direction of the rib material, how you want to extend the sketch if necessary, and whether you want draft. The rib sketch can be simple or complex. It can be as simple as a single sketch line that forms the rib center line, or it can be more elaborate. The rib can be also extruded parallel or normal to the sketch plane. However, if the sketch profile is complex, such as having multiple lines or other sketch entities, the rib can only be extruded normal to the sketch plane. In this tutorial, I will demonstrate how to create ribs on 4 different parts, including create ribbing using simple sketches extruded parallel and normal to the sketch plane, creating a rib using a complex sketch, and creating ribs using a simple sketch on complex part. I will begin demonstrating how to create a rib feature using a simple sketch profile that is extruded parallel to the sketch plane. As you can see, the sketch plane for the rib feature cuts the part in half, and the sketch profile connects the circular extrude at the top of the part to the base. Now I can begin creating the rib. I can access the rib feature from the Feature tab of the Command Manager, or by navigating to Insert drop-down menu under Features. When I click on the menu, SolidWorks prompts me to select plane face existing sketch to use to begin creating the feature. I'll select the sketch profile in the graphic area and the property manager. Here there are number of other options listed. In the parameter group box, there are 3 options that allow me to choose which side of the sketch profile to create the thickness of the rib. I can create the thickness on the first side, on both sides, and on the second table. For this example, I'll choose both sides since I want the rib to maintain the part symmetry across the sketch plane. To spin box below to thickness details how thick the rib should be. I'll make sure this value is set to 10 millimeters. The next option details the extrusion direction, allowing the rib to either parallel to the sketch or normal to the sketch, which are represented by the orientation of the yellow lines in the graphic area. For this rib, I want extrusion direction to be parallel to the sketch, so I'll make sure to select this option in the property manager. There is also be a checkbox to switch the direction of the extrusion if it's projecting in the wrong direction. I can either click this checkbox or I can click on the arrow shown in the graphic area to toggle the material side. I'll make sure this arrow is pointing towards to the back face of the part. The property manager also displays an option to add a draft to the rib feature, which can be added to the rib by clicking the icon and inputting a angled value for the draft. I don't want to rib to have variable thickness for this part, so I'll leave the draft option cleared for now. Lastly, there is an additional group box to select contours to create the rib feature if indeed need it. Now that all of the options are set to the rib feature, I'll click the green check, and the rib is created in a parallel direction to the sketch plane. If I zoom in the where the rib meets the circular extrude, notice that the rib matches the contour underneath the circular boss extrude, similar to an up to the surface condition and extruded boss feature. I'll create 3 more ribs feature on 3 different parts, including a simple sketch extruded normal to the sketch plane, a complex sketch normal to the sketch plane, and a rib feature added to a complex part. Here I have a part that I'll add a rib feature to, which will be between the circular extrude and the tab on the left side of the part. This rib feature will be created normal to the sketch plane. I'll right click on the sketch in the feature manager tree and select normal to. You can see that the sketch was created within a plane parallel to the top plane. Creating extrusion normal to this plane will project the rib downward toward the base of the part. I'll switch back to the isometric view and begin creating the rib feature. I'll select the tool from the feature tab of the command manager, select the sketch in the graphic area and the property manager. I'll make sure to set the thickness to both sides. Set the thickness depth to 5 millimeters. Change the extrusion direction to normal to sketch. Make sure the arrow is pointing toward the base of the part and click the green check. The rib is complete, joining the circular extrude and the tab to the base of the part. Now I'll switch over to another part to creating more complex rib feature. Here I have a part that I'll hollow to inside but I reinforced using a rib. To sketch profile for the rib feature has already been sketched on a feature plane, which is compromised to circle and two perpendicular lines. If I switch to a normal to view to the sketch, notice that the endpoint of the line to notes coincident to inner walls of the part. This sketch is also under defined as notice the feature manager tree. When creating a rib feature, the rib sketch does not have to cover the complete length of the rib feature. This is due to the phase that the rib feature automatically extend to sketch to the next feature it finds on both ends. I'll switch back to the isometric view and I can begin creating the rib. This time I'll first select the sketch in the feature manager tree. Then I'll select the tool from the feature tab of the command manager and a preview of the rib feature appears. The preview displays the rib thickness being added to the circular and lines simultaneously. Although the preview stops to the endpoints of the lines, the rib will still extend of the way to the inner walls of the part. In the property manager, I'll set the thickness type of both sides. Make sure thickness is set 5 millimeters. Make sure the extrusion direction is normal to sketch. Make sure the arrow in the graphic area is pointing down towards the bottom of the part. And click the green check to complete the rib. Now you can see that the rib feature extends all of the way to inner walls of the part. And if I rotate the part, you can see the rib extended all of the way to the bottom of the part. Now I'll switch over to wall outlet part of demonstrate how to create rib feature of more complex part. Here I have a walled outlet part that can be enforced by adding rib features to the hollowed out section. Notice that the two lines in the sketch profile do not intersect. A single rib feature can be created using multiple non-intersecting sketch entities, which greatly simplifies adding ribs to parts. I'll select the sketch in the feature manager tree, activate the rib tool, set the thickness type of both sides, set the thickness to 1.5 millimeters. Make sure the extrusion direction is normal to sketch. And it's time to, I will turn to the draft option and set the angle to 3 degrees. And make sure to check the box for the draft outward. Now I will click the green check and the ribs are created. And you can see the rib feature extend to match the contours all faces below the sketch profiles.